We're live. We're live.
Ribby.
Ribbit. All righty. Ribbit. How are y'all doing today?
Welcome.
Hey, Waste. Was it Wasteland Boy? Yeah. Wasteland Boy. Okay. How you doing? This is OnyxRose. This is Eggie Salad. And this podcast is called OnyxRose, A Journey Through FFS, which is facial feminization surgery. We are going to take a moment to gather ourselves and let some other people come in if they will. But give me a second. Let me just, give you some applause. Thank you for joining. Give us just a second. Okay. Do you want to get close to the microphone, baby? Can we? I can hear it. Can you hear it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But speak up a little bit.
Hi.
Okay. Okay. So today we're gonna just do an update about the aftermath of facial feminization surgery, which happened 4 weeks and 2 days ago, Thursday, Friday, and then today. So 3 days ago, 4 weeks, 3 days ago, December the 11th. It was a successful surgery, 12 and a half hours. Thank you, Dr. Huynh, Huynh, with Radiance Plastic Surgery and Aesthetic Medicine in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Men H, who is the LGBTQIA plus outreach coordinator and insurance coordinator. Thank you, Shannon, who is also an insurance coordinator and office lead. Thank you, Christina, who is the office medical what?
Like assistant or?
Medical assistant, I believe, to Dr. Huynh. And thank you, Yenny, who also took out some of my stitches. Hey, Dana, thanks for joining.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Round of applause. Okay, first of all, let's see. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yay.
Perfect. Okay. Just for a quick hello. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Awesome. Go ahead, hit something.
Oh no, I thought you had to turn it off. She has this like fancy little podcast machine down here, and it has all these buttons and I don't know how it works.
I'm getting fancy with it. The next thing is going to be like a musical introduction. So we don't have that down just yet, but we'll get there. I don't know if you can see like half of my face or full of my face. I know you can see half of Eggie Salad's face. It's cutting off her lovely green hair right here. There she goes, like tilt in, baby. There's her lovely Eggie Salad face. I've got my cherries on because we are part of the cult of cherries, or the cult of the cherry. I'm sorry. But yeah, so today we're just going to do an update about FFS. Like I said, it was December 11th. It was a successful surgery. 12 and a half hours. The swelling is going down pretty good. It's taking a while. My nose is wonderful. He did a great job on my nose. I still have scarring up here, going down the sides of my ears and behind my ears, from the facelift and neck lift. My chin is still really swollen and my head is numb, because the surgery, I guess. So let's. No. Oh,
See the beautiful face.
I don't.
Grumpy,
Okay.
grumpy.
Okay. So, how do you want to start, Egg? Do you want to start by showing some of the main item today?
Well, well, first off, I think we should go with the first item, our first little show and tell, which about what would you say, 2 weeks in?
For what?
Did we discover
The horns. Yes, 2 weeks in.
so about 2 weeks post surgery, OnyxRose had come to me in the morning and was like, I think there's metal in my head. I think I have horns. It's like, I'm sorry, what? And so they, pointed them out to me. I looked at them. I was like, that looks like a screw.
And yeah,
So, so what we have here are two little screws. It's hard to really get
grab
them.
one out.
Pull one out.
Yeah, pull one out. You have better hands than I do. I shake and have a tremor. So we're gonna let Eggie Salad hold
One
it up
second,
to the camera.
Let me get them
Okay.
situated in my hand.
Just don't drop them because they are my horns.
So,
Pull them up to the camera.
so
Let's
those
see.
are the two titanium screws
Okay, perfect.
that were
Come to the camera.
basically implanted in her skull in two places, over here, like right here, and then on the other side over here. And basically what these screws were for, I'm going to put them away before I drop them.
Put them away. Wonderful. Wonderful.
So what these screws were for were to basically, since she had her hairline lowered, those screws were put in place to relieve tension on this incision right up here at the top. So basically, it was basically to hold everything forward without pulling that incision, and hindering any healing. So at that point, we went back to see Dr. Wen at Radiance, and he went ahead and removed them. It was really wild to see somebody take a little surgical screwdriver to somebody's head and
that was kind
remove
of
some screws. It was weird. I can only imagine what it felt like, even though you didn't really
bring your face back in.
Didn't really have the sensation that you normally would have.
Right. I don't have sensation because my head is completely numb. So like like taking out the screws was nothing. Like it was just strange to the idea was strange of someone unscrewing a screw from my head. So I was like, okay, another day, another surprise. But when I did find it, I was really freaked out. I actually had nightmares and panic attacks because it took a couple days to get back into the office. If I recall correctly, is that right?
Yeah.
It took a couple days to get back in the office, and for Dr. Wen to go ahead and remove those screws.
Yeah.
So anyway, everything is good with that. Like I said, my head is still numb. Let me see if I can show y'all a scar. Here's a scar right
That's
here.
where the drain was.
That's where the drain was.
And that was the most stubborn part of any of the incisions to heal.
Right.
So
it is still.
She had to have the sutures put back in because they had removed them too early when we went in the first time to get sutures removed. So they removed them too early. So Dr. Wen went ahead and put like 4 or 5 stitches back in just that area. So that way it could have more time to heal closed properly.
And even though I was already numb, he numbed me up some more. Gave me 3 shots, 2 up here and 1 right down in here.
I wasn't in the room.
No, you weren't in the room.
I got kicked out for that part.
Right. So he gave me some numbing shots and then went ahead and stitched me back up. And the sensation, even though I couldn't feel any pain. The sensation of getting stitched back up was also another special moment.
Right.
um, but yes, so that's where the scarring is the most. Now I do have some going down here, and I'm sorry, Eggie salad. Uh-oh, we're frozen. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, y'all. We froze. I have some scarring going down here. And it's kind of you can see it. Let me scoot in. You can see like a little dimple right here. That's a part of a scar, and then all of this. Um,
The dimple will go away.
the dimple will go away.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're just slowly massaging it away. It's basically an internal suture that was placed to anchor everything in terms of that incision right there at the top. And Dr. Wynn said that we just, now that this incision is fully closed, we can go ahead and start massaging that small little area, and it will disappear over time.
Right. So happy about that, of
And it's
course.
definitely, the dimple is definitely gone down quite a bit.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, the dimple, yes. Like I said, my chin is still kind of swollen,
Right.
and tight. Yeah. So my bottom lip is still kind of tight. My teeth, my bottom teeth, the first, like, I guess from here to here, are numb. Um, yeah, so that's a strange sensation too. um, yeah, so why don't we now, Egg?
Awkward. Strange sensation. Awkward.
That awkward sounded like a crow. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, that's a crow
That's weird.
or a raven. I don't know. I think it's a crow. Let me hit this. Slap, slap. Okay, that's not really working. Where's
Now,
my
now we're just pressing buttons like weirdo.
I don't know why my gunshot's not working. Gunshot. Oh,
You know?
yes. You can tell when it's hitting like that. Let me turn this up real quick. See? So that's why you have to kind of use this, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So sorry about that. Little technical issue. We are back. Gang gang. We represent the LBCC, by the way. Let me just stop there real quick.
Yep. The bleep
Bleep, bleep.
bleep.
Okay. So Egg, why don't you, Eggie salad, why don't you
Are we ready to
please?
reveal the big one?
Yes, let's do that right now.
Okay.
Why don't we? So you do the honors.
Well,
first of all,
so this
chicken wings.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see
Hold on, let me
that
see.
with that glare.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Boop.
There we go.
There we go.
See?
They have wings. We have wings, y'all.
So this is a little memento from OnyxRose's surgery.
Yay!
They had requested this pre-surgery multiple times with the surgeon during all of our pre-op visits and everything. Every time it was brought up, because it was very important to her to have this memento post-surgery. And so, do you want to?
No, go ahead, please.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
So basically, what this is, I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping any important information away.
Yes.
This is.
Hold on.
This, if you can see inside.
There we go.
See that little chunk right there?
Shake it a bit. Let's see if they can hear it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. There we go.
So that little chunk you see right there.
Yay!
Is the piece of chin bone that they removed during her genioplasty.
So what they did, what Dr. Wynn did is went in the mouth, right in the mouth, and is that right? In the mouth or under the
It might have been both.
Yeah.
It might have been part of both.
No.
There's the incision right underneath their chin right here, and then there's an incision in between her front teeth and her lips in the gum line on the inside. So they basically removed a little small wedge of bone to narrow the chin, and we got to, well, she gets to keep it. So this piece of them is something that she gets to have. Um, it was returned back to her.
Yes,
So
return to sender or no. Yeah.
we just picked it up the other day.
We did pick it up the other day. We picked it up a month to the day of surgery, isn't that right? Well, 4 weeks to the day of surgery, which was on Thursday. We had to go to the hospital. Not even to the hospital. We have to go to
We had to go to a different
we had to go to a different hospital that was
Where the
25 miles away from the original hospital where I had surgery.
right. So it was quite a journey because
Yeah.
we were mistaken thinking that it was at the hospital where the surgery took place.
Right.
But when we got there, they were like, no, it's actually not at this location. It's at the Lawrenceville location. It was a whole mess. So we drove from one place to the other place. It took a hot minute, but
No.
it was really quick once we did get there. It was surprisingly quick, but
Right. And one of the memories from that trip, aside from the chin bone, which will always be a memory, it was the McDonald's we had on the way home. And y'all think I'm joking, but that was probably the best McDonald's I've had in like 5 or 10 years.
it really was delicious. I'm not a big McDonald's fan, but yeah, that trip to McDonald's slapped for sure.
Right. It was delicious. So, so let's go back to the chin bone. The chin bone, people think it's kind of strange that and that I request keeping body parts. I've already said that when Egg dies, I am going to get one of her tattoos and one of her digits.
I've authorized the tattoo, not the digit, man.
I think I'm just gonna have to, once you die, just go in before they take you to the morgue and snip off a toe. Um, but no. So yeah, I wanted my chin bone when I had my orchiectomy before bottom surgery, which is the surgical removal of the testicles. I did want to keep those too, because I know several trans people, trans femme people who were able to keep their testicles. Uh, um, but unfortunately, my surgeon did not allow me. Why did I want to keep them? Just as a memento. It's because it's representative of the journey that I've been on. It's a physical and present. What's that?
Reminder.
Yeah, reminder. Come on in, Egg.
Everything.
Oh. You don't have to do that. I was just saying lean in a bit.
I am.
Okay. But yeah, it's a physical and emotional and present reminder of the journey I've been on and been undertaking for the last 10 years?
Mhm.
Yeah, 10 years.
10
10 plus years. And so, one of the things I like to say is that transition is not linear. For a lot of trans people, it is something where you start, stop, maybe take a couple steps back, go ahead more steps, until you get to the point where you feel comfortable. Because honestly, it's about gender dysphoria, and gender dysphoria can mess with your mind, tell you things that may or may not be necessarily true. But in my mind, they are true, and I have to follow. Uh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's That's fair.
That is fair. People do have a hard time with that, but it's just something that is. Oh no, are we frozen right now? Let's see. Let's see. Uh oh. Uh oh. Let me see. Hold on. Are we frozen? Please tell me we're not, because we're just kind of bopping around
I
now.
know, right?
Oh shit. Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh no, not again. How far did we get into this? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to, like, I don't know if there's a way to, like, pause or
I don't think we can
end and
pause
just
a lot.
restart or
No, because once you end, then it cycles through. Okay, Miss
okay.
E's got back. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. So, yeah, like I was saying about the journey. The journey is often not linear and it's often not like boom, boom, boom. There are some trans people who do go through like a 2-year cycle,
Mm,
get all the surgeries they need, all the
right.
counseling they need, all the letters they need, and wrap everything up. And those are people who have money, can afford it, have time. A lot of those people will, I shouldn't say a lot, but some of those people will move to another state, get all of their surgeries taken care of in another state, and then move back to their old state to get a job. Um, but so we continue to chase what we see in our minds as to what our bodies should look like. And what our voices should sound like, which I'm not there yet, but maybe I am, because a trans voice is a trans voice and I am trans, so this is my voice. I do want to raise it up a bit, so let's see if I can go up here. Rise, there we go, baby. How are you doing, Eggie?
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah. Sassy Lassie.
Sassy lassie.
Yeah. That also fair.
Yeah, definitely fair. But so my journey's been a long one, 10.5 years now. I'm almost done in terms of surgeries. There may be one more, and that would be vocal cord surgery to assist in raising my voice a bit. I don't want to be all squeaky like this. I can't even get up that high, but squeaky Minnie Mouse type. I don't want to be that high, but I want to be somewhere in the androgynous to low fem, maybe mid fem sound, which also drops down into the male sound. If you listen to her voice and record it, and you use like a voice analyzer, you'll hear that and you'll see that she is in the female range. But drops down into androgynous range, and even drops down into male range too.
Right.
But her voice is undeniably female. Um,
So I
yeah, there are a lot of women who have raspy voices.
huh.
Yeah, and that I wouldn't mind a raspy voice. I want more of a husky voice. A I don't know, a breathy husky, maybe raspy, a little bit mid tempo voice, not mid tempo, but
Timbre?
mid timbre. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good word.
Mhm.
Voice. Um, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, the last surgery I plan on having, if I do, will be this year, I think, and it will be vocal cord surgery, if I can get it done. If not, no skin off my back. I'm happy. Breathy, yes,
Mm.
breathy. I am happy with my surgeries so far. But yeah, I am happy with the way all of my surgeries, well, most of my surgeries. I do have my bottom surgery. I should never have gone to this surgeon. There are people who I can't say the surgeon's name because they are very
retaliatory
They're very retaliatory.
about any negative feedback.
About any negative feedback. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I won't say the surgeon's name and I won't say where I got it, but I will say that I knew about the surgeon's reputation going in, and I should never have gone. Luckily, I was one of the lucky ones, and my surgery turned out okay, pretty good.
As good as we probably could have expected.
Yeah, as good as we could have expected.
Mhm.
So that in that respect, I rushed and jumped the gun, but I had a lot of dysphoria then. Like it was overwhelming and super crippling.
Well, and there were also other circumstances, i.e., insurance, that made it even more difficult to nail that particular surgery down.
Right,
And
right.
also geography.
And geography.
So it was very, very challenging to get that surgery on the books.
Well, and money, to be completely honest. Money.
Yep.
Money was
Always a big factor.
always a big factor. Money for like bottom surgery is expensive, y'all. Not a joke. Even FFS is like all trans surgeries are super expensive. Breast reduction, I can't even. Yeah, yeah. I've got stitches all over. I had stitches all over bottom surgery, stitches in my head. The one thing I haven't gotten is breast augmentation. Yeah. We're frozen again. No, there we go. Breast augmentation. I don't know that that's something I am going to try and get. Hey, Sushi, what's up? I don't know if that's something I'm gonna get. I doubt it. I've never really felt the need. It just hasn't been my speed.
I told them I'm happy to donate.
I could take some of hers, I have looked at like fat deposits, fat transfers, as a more natural way to have bigger breasts, but not something huge. The one thing is that fat migrates and may not stay in place and may dissipate altogether. So it's an iffy type of surgery. Hey, Sushi. Hey, Egg. Hey, Sushi. Okay, Eggie, do you have something to talk about right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, let's try that.
I don't even know what.
That's the opening.
Is it like a reset opening thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the opening. It's music.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So next time I'm gonna have to play with this and see if I can
Absolutely.
Okay. So is there anything you want to say about my transition? I mean, you've been with me so first of all, we've been together for how long? 23 years? 23 years. 23
24 years.
24 years this year.
April. Technically July. We met in April.
Technically in July. We have been married for 21 of those 23 years. Thanks, Sushi. Yeah, this is Egg, and she's my life partner. So, Egg, since you've been with me on this journey, and been an integral part of the journey, is there anything you want to say? Anything you can think of?
I think the main thing that sticks in my mind when I think about your transition is how, like, there's this immense sense of pride for me to experience and witness the transition of OnyxRose, because I had my own feelings from at each step of trying to reconcile my own thoughts and feelings around each surgery, or each milestone even. It's challenging. For someone like me who is cisgendered, but also like spicy brain,
Autistic.
It's challenging. It's in the beginning and more so, but now it's just a sense of pride. Like each milestone, watching her kind of just handle the hurdle and make the things happen, and going
Correct.
to all the appointments and managing all of the meds post surgeries,
Whew.
all of those things, it's a lot. It can be it's a lot of work, but it's also really rewarding. Um, and I know it's especially rewarding for them, but it's also rewarding for me because I feel like I'm contributing and taking part in her transition. It's good for me to feel like I'm supporting you in the best way that I possibly can. But also seeing you really flourish and blossom into who you've always been, but also on the inside, but having that reflect on the outside as well in a way that you feel joyful and happy about.
Right, right, and that is the goal.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, so since Aggie Salad's been with me every single step of the way, she's been my nurse. And what it takes to be a nurse to a trans person who is getting a lot of surgeries, the meds you have to stay on top of, the time schedules, the estrogen shots, because I've given myself one estrogen shot since 2017, and it was a rage shot. Yeah, so I don't give myself shots. Aggie gives me my shots. Not because I'm scared of needles, but because it's hard to press the plunger.
Yeah,
You know,
that estradiol valerate's really difficult to push.
right,
It's
right.
really thick and serumy, so it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
No, and so yeah, that's been I started off with estrogen and spironolactone, which she takes. Um, and then I got off of the spiro and just went to the estrogen. I was on estrogen pills, estradiol. Um, then went to the shots, got tired of the shots, went back to the pills, tried the patch. The patch kept on slipping off. The pills are okay, and I will use them if there's a shortage.
Supplemental,
Yeah,
yeah.
supplemental if there's a shortage
Yeah.
on the estradiol valerate, which is the liquid. Um, you know, but I think that from here on out, I will stick with estradiol valerate as long as I can get it. So
Well, it seems to have the most positive impact
it does.
overall,
It does.
per dose,
Right.
so
Per dose, steady dose, steady throughout the time that I get my doses. No extreme drop off um, between doses and nearing the next dose. Although a lot of trans people, or I shouldn't say a lot, I keep on saying a lot. Um, some trans people will say that they can feel, their emotions change, get a little wiry, get a little, before their next dose and at the ending of their previous dose. Um, Sometimes that happens to me, but not so much. Yeah. But
So, as far as your FFS,
FFS,
how do you feel like your mood has been? Do you feel like you've seen any
oh
adjustments
my
or changes
God.
in your mood?
Okay. So when I woke up from FFS and then I saw Eggie, that was the first thing I saw was Eggie salad. So that was wonderful. The first person I saw was Eggie salad, I should say. But there was an immediate sense of peace. Like I keep on saying the word peace, not like joy or excitement. It was contentment. It was peace, the part of my brain that was saying, this is fucking with you. You look like a man. You're always going to be a man. Um, that voice was pretty much silenced, in the sense that I can see in my face what I saw in my brain. Dr. Wen did a great job I mean, really,
He
really,
really did.
yeah, 12.5 hours of work, and he did a great job. I really don't have any complaints. I do have some fat on my face, so it's not like super defined, but it's more feminine. I can tell. My nose is what I'm especially proud of. Let me see if I can get a good shot of my nose. It's a little shiny right now because I have what's that stuff called? My scar gel.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I have my scar gel. I have a scar, like, going right here.
That's from the lip.
That's from the lip lift. I had a little lip lift. And I love my lips too. Yeah, my lips look great and lipstick,
Full and
lippies,
luscious.
full and luscious. Yes. But yeah,
All the better to smooch you.
all the better to smooch muffins. Uh-oh, eggy salad muffins. Her other name is Muffins. So, um, but yeah. So the undeniable piece is what I get from FFS. I get the look and the desired look, but I also get the peace, the contentment, the understanding that
Well, the feeling of what I imagine, that feeling of being like settled and whole, like
yes,
not
yes.
like there's no longer that like battle between body and mind in the same way that it was before.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. That is the answer. That is the correct answer right there. The contentment, the understanding between my mind and seeing in the mirror what I expect to see, as opposed to what I saw before, as opposed to the comments from people near to me, and not near in proximity, but near to me in terms of relationships. What those people have said kind of erased those feelings, which is good. Kind of replaced those feelings with a sense of a sense of pride that I actually did it.
Yep.
The whole thing about this is, and I say this in all seriousness. Um, I made it through the other side. Um, there was a lot of times when I thought I wasn't going to. Um, a lot of times when I was younger, I didn't think I would make it to this age. Um, so, with all that in thought, I did it, and that's
Making
amazing.
me weepy.
I did it though. Like
It
it's
was worth it.
amazing when I look back on it. It's been a long journey, and I did it. It was hard. Um, I went through a lot of counseling and a lot of therapy. I'm still in therapy and probably will be in therapy for a while.
I mean, it's a lifelong thing,
It is a lifelong thing, yeah. But there will come a point when the surgeries stop and the transition stops. And then I have to think about, what do I do next? Like, what does life hold for me after transition? Because I've been in active transition for, there we go. I've been in active transition for 5 plus 5 is 10 years.
Mhm.
That is, not necessarily all I've thought about, but it's been a big deal in my life and your life.
Well, it's been such a major undercurrent, right? So it's always been this focus. It's
Right,
like all the time. Um, Not every minute of every day, but
right,
it's always been there. Whether we have to put it on the back burner for a month or so because money or insurance or dumb stuff, or just life getting in the way.
right.
But it's still there. But once you finally feel settled and done with surgery, and I still feel like there's still an element of transition in the sense that your mind then has to transition to being settled. being
Right.
content with your results that you have and what your life looks like beyond the physical
Right. Yeah. So there's a physical transition. So, okay, she brings up a good point. There's a physical transition and there's a mental transition. There's an emotional transition. It's a transition on every level. Um, Not just for me, but also for her.
Mhm.
She had her own transition journey, and maybe one day we'll talk about that.
Oh,
And, 'cause
no. No, I
maybe
don't like
we'll
talking about me.
yeah, maybe we'll put her in the spotlight and like mine her feelings, We'll have our own trauma talk. What are you doing?
I'm hiding.
um, but yeah, that will definitely be coming around the corner because that's an important story. For what people need to understand is that for spouses who choose to stick around, if you have a trans person who's been in a partnership, a marriage, anything like that, and the trans person chooses transition, physical transition and mental transition and emotional transition, then the partner is going to have to make a transition for themselves. They're going to have to get used to the other person's transitioning, and they're going to have to do a lot of mental work
Mhm.
on their own. If they choose to stay in the relationship, then there's a lot of, oh shit, we're frozen. Okay. If they choose to if they choose to stay with the trans person through this transition, then the mental and emotional transition that the partner has to go through is immense. It's not just something easy where they're like, okay, let's do this. There is a thought process, and you can see this all over the place. Just go to like Ask Transgender on Reddit, any of the trans Reddit sites. Like, what was the one that you joined? How my partner is trans.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a
look at
page for
those. My
that.
partner is trans.
Mhm.
Because that has it's a board full of trans like partners of trans people who are like, oh my god, like what is going on? Why is my partner transitioning? What does this make me? How do I feel? Like, how should I feel? What is the best way to support this person? Should I leave? Those are valid questions.
Absolutely. I think for anyone out there who is in a relationship with a trans individual, it's really important to dive deep and make the right decision for you and also for your partner. But I will say that the choice I made is absolutely 1,000,000,000,000,000% the right choice for me. And I feel like it's been the most rewarding journey. Challenging, yes, difficult,
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely.
Um, but very rewarding and very, very nourishing. I know it seems like a strange word to use, but it feels nourishing to my psyche to be able to ground myself in this partnership and be a a supportive partner, and really be in it 100%. And it's again a choice every day. Not just one moment, not just one day, it's every day. And I'm happy to be here, so huh.
Well, I'm happy that you stuck with me, Egg, because you didn't have to just see this.
You are stuck with me.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I know this.
Wow. Getting
Yeah,
spicy. Getting
yeah, I'm spicy. I'm
spicy.
spicy. Yes, yes, yes. But no, 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 no. It is really a pleasure and something that they were go again, like really generalizing. That some trans people and more than we'd like to believe, lose their partners, and that's hard, because going through transition alone is probably the hardest thing one can do. In terms of gender mining, and understanding one's gender, and then, making the decision to a physical medical transition, and having to deal with therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, medication, surgeries, letters. And if you like, okay, so um, for instance, when I got bottom surgery, I needed 2 letters from a therapist, one from a therapist and one from a psychologist. When I started hormones, HRT, I needed a letter from my therapist. When I got FFS, I needed 2 letters, and they were 2 from my therapist, one from my therapist and one from another therapist. The point is here that for trans people, we have to get letters. We have to have proof that we are documentation and proof that we are who we say we are and that we are ready to transition. Now, cis people, this is not the case.
Right.
If you need a breast augmentation of any kind, y'all could just see, you don't need to have like 25 hours of counseling a week. You don't need to have 2 letters that are $150 each. This is the stuff trans people go through that their partners see and their partners understand, but other cis people just don't see this part. So they see what's in the news, but the intimate aspect of transition, you can't really understand unless you've been put in that position to where you have to support your partner, nourish your relationship, and all of that, all at the same time. It is a juggling act. It is showing up every day. It is working through problems. It is open lines of communication. There's a lot of work that goes into it other than just like, let me go get my balls chopped off, or something like that.
Very succinct.
Yes, very succinct. Uh, but yeah, so honestly, that's I'm proud of her because she didn't have to stay. And to be completely honest, there was a point, a 3-year point where I did not know if she was going to stay. Divorce was,
Dicey.
yeah,
Really dicey.
it was really dicey. Divorce was a was a big was a big dark cloud hanging over our heads at that point, and it was
Those were
the dark times. In my dark times, I can't sing like The Weekend, but that's the song. But yes, that and I think that probably happens with every. Here we go again, overgeneralizing. I think this happens with a good bit of relationships where one person transitions, and that is, do I stay as the partner? What does this mean for me? How are people going to look at me? What is my family going to think? What are my friends going to think? What do I think? Can I handle this for the rest of my life? Can I handle the stairs? Can I handle the evil um, words? Can I handle the tears of your partner, the sadness that sometimes comes with it? And one thing I do need to say is that transition is selfish. Um, it is choosing yourself, and the that is something that needs to be understood too. It has to be selfish. You are choosing to live, as opposed to as your true self, the self that you've always known yourself to be. But it's choosing to live. And that's an affirming belief, you know. Um, I could have I could have been dead, you know. Um, I could have been dead. Yeah,
But you're here.
yeah,
You've done all of this.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
So
I think in so many ways you're stronger than I think even you knew.
yeah,
Um,
no. I think that for many trans people, that's the case. You know, especially trans people who do make it out the other side. There's a strength that
strength and resilience that just I don't know, it just as somebody witnessing the journey on the outside, it's really incredible the amount of strength and resilience required to go through this. And I'm not saying just on Onyx Rose's side, me too, to some degree,
yes,
but
yes,
it's obviously very different. And it's really an honor to witness, and it's very humbling um to be part of the journey.
yeah. Well, I thank you. It's and you know, I would think so as a partner of a transitioner. It's like I said, it's got to be hard for partners to sometimes think they're being chosen second, and that's just the nature of the game. But after things start taking place, and after the trans person gets more and more comfortable in their skin, that like kind of reverts a little bit, and it's not just all about like me. You know, it shifts to all about us. And that's not to say that it has always been all about me, but you know, if you're going to go through transition, you have to be willing to be selfish. You have to be willing to lose everything. And that was wow. That was the point I was at. You know, I was at the point where I was willing to lose everything. It was either I was going to transition or I was going to die. And that's where I was. So by me transitioning, I chose to live, and I chose life.
You chose you.
I chose me. Yeah. That's like the train spotting movie, you know, choose life. Um, and I chose life, and I made it. You know, that is the big thing, that people can make it. You know, you can choose life, and you can make it through all the pain, all the whew,
I know, baby.
it can be done. You know, it can be.
Onyx Rose is living proof.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So we are at 52 minutes. Do you have anything you want to say to kind of wrap this up? First of
I
all,
have
thank you for everybody who's in the comments. If I
Thank you
missed
for
anybody,
joining
yeah,
us. Thank
thank
you.
you so much. Go ahead.
I had a thought that popped up in my head while you were speaking a minute ago, and then now it's it's
What?
evaporated.
It's evaporated. Okay. Okay.
Into the ether it goes.
Yes.
But yeah, probably never to return. But
Or like in about 10 minutes when
I'll be
we're
like,
off
oh, this is what I
air.
was gonna
Right.
say. But I feel like there's just so much we could dive into, but obviously this is just one session. So I think,
Right.
we can, table, some of the topics, and then just kind of let everybody know that, that we're we are proof, Onyx Rose is proof, I am proof that, there is another side to transitioning, whether it for the person transitioning themselves or for a partner. Um, the other side can be so rewarding. in a way that you just can't imagine.
Yep.
Because I certainly didn't imagine it. um,
Yeah, I
and
yeah.
it's really important that you stick to your journey, you stick to what is important for you and how you need to live, and to continue to live and live your best life.
Right,
Um,
right.
Watching Onyx Rose blossom and really come out of her like cocoon, I guess you could say, is one of the most amazing things. I remembered what I was going to say.
Oh, good. We
um,
rambled long enough for you to remember. Go
okay.
ahead.
So, right, did it just leave my brain
Oh
again?
shit!
Like,
Come on now.
it's too much excitement. But I think in terms of our relationship, it's really if Onyx Rose, says that transitioning is selfish. And in a way, yes, it is. But it is important for each person in a relationship to choose themselves as well as choosing their partner.
That is true.
It's equally as important because if you can't show up for yourself, you cannot show up for somebody else.
That is true.
So
100%. Yay! Hold on. Okay.
so I the
Applause.
way I look at Onyx Rose's transition is her becoming her truest, wholest, happiest, joyful self. Because if she's in the best possible place mentally and physically, then it helps her show up as a really good partner for me. And vice versa. If I'm, taking care of myself, doing what I need for myself, and I can show up as a better partner for her.
Yep.
So that's what I was going to say.
That
That's
is, yeah.
just
No, and it's important to grace. Grace is, grace is a word that I will use a lot. It's important to give yourself some grace because it is a hard, hard journey. Anybody who's transitioned will tell you it's not easy. But you also have to give your partner some grace. Their journey is not easy either. It is not an easy journey for you or your partner. But I tell you, if you can get through it, it's so fulfilling. And the journey itself is so fulfilling. That's why I say the title of this podcast is Onyx Rose, a journey through FFS. Because it's, yes, getting the FFS, but it's the beginning, it's the
everything that led up to this
everything
point and
that led
everything
up
that comes
thing
after.
and everything that comes after. Yeah. And indeed it considers everything about transition because you can't consider FFS without considering the therapy that you had to go through, the consideration of surgeries that you had to go through in terms of which placing or what placing you want to have those surgeries. A lot of There we go again. Some trans people tend to have FFS in the beginning, facial feminization surgery in the beginning, because that is the first thing that people see is your face. And people can't necessarily see what's going on down below. And I'm talking about for trans femmes, I guess. I don't trans men. I love y'all, but I know your journey is just as hard, so don't anybody come crawling that to me. I love my trans men. Y'all are some hard dudes, but trans men. The thing about trans men that I like is most trans men, and I'm going to use most on this. Most trans men do not adopt the toxic masculinity that we see in some cis men. Um, and that's what makes trans men special to me. Um, Among other things, I should, let me not just like narrow it down to one thing. But Yeah. So, it's the journey. It is the before, it is the middle, it is the after. I'm going to have to live this life for the rest of my life. And if I am lucky enough to make it into old age, then the considerations become geriatric care. Like, am I going to be put in a nursing home?
Mm.
I have heard the horror stories about being put in a nursing home, especially if you're trans, that like the discrimination that comes with that. We're already heading to, crazy, crazy levels of discrimination, and trans erasure that is insane. But we'll not get into that today. That's another topic for another day. Maybe soon though we'll get into Aggie's transition, and that'll just be its own conversation. So Aggie, are you going to be willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is probably I think I'm gonna set that up within the next couple of weeks. What do you think? Yeah?
Let's
Okay.
do this.
So yeah, probably within 2 weeks, we'll have another live, and this one will focus on Egg's journey. And I think that's Eggy Salad's journey. Yeah. I think it's important to hear the other side of the equation. Because if you are a partnership, there are definitely a couple sides, if not more. And so you have to be considerate of that other person or those other people. It is not always a one-way street,
Mhm.
open lines of communication and all. Okay. So, did you have anything more to add?
No.
Okay. So yeah, check us out in a couple weeks. Onyx Rose, from onyxrose9.substack.com. I have a YouTube channel that is at OnyxRose9. And y'all can check out all my socials. All my socials have either Onyx Rose 9, Onyx Rose LB, CLB, um, or let's see, yeah, Onyx Rose 9 or Onyx Rose LB, Onyx Rose 95. Y'all can find me on what's it called? Um, Not Twitch. I am on Twitch, but it's under a different name. Um, but I'm streaming. Oh yeah, I'm streaming on Spotify, Apple, uh, YouTube, and Substack. Substack has gotten kind of crazy, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And this is not about FFS at all. This is about the fucking racism, the fucking brutal racism. Like I'm like, oh fuck, and for every platform I've experienced racism. That is not anything new. It's just how quickly they hit me this time. And the amount of racism I've seen directed at other people of color, other black people. It is it's wild. It's wild, y'all. So if y'all have black friends, people of color friends, y'all need to stick up for them. Go jump in the comments and fuck those racists talk. Seriously. We don't stand for racism in this house. We don't stand for bigotry in this house. Hey Brandon, what's up? Sorry. I'm just seeing Brandon that popped in. But yeah, seriously, if y'all see racism or bigotry, prejudice, y'all call it out.
Yep.
Don't be afraid for calling it out. Speak up. Type it out. Uh, be strong for us. Transphobia. Bam, bam, bam. Hit them hard. We don't want transphobia. Stick up for your trans friends, both in the room and outside the rooms. Use your voice.
100.
100. All right, y'all. This is Onyx Rose from Onyx Rose, a journey through FFS. This is
Eggie salad.
Eggie Salad. And we're gonna cut this now. Thank y'all for joining. We'll talk to you next time. And the next time, TTFN. And the next live will be about Eggie Salad, all about Eggie Salad and her transition. So tune in.
That time.
What's that?
I might be deviled egg that time.
You're going to be deviled eggs. Yes. Okay, y'all. Have a great day. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next time.
Use some chicken grease.